Hi, welcome to AFTV. You've tuned into News Daily with me, Cecil G, and Turkish.
What are you saying?
It's a slow news day, people. Gonna keep it 100. Not gonna not gonna lie to anyone. It's been a slow news day. We have got news. We definitely got news to talk about. But I wanna, before we go straight into Arsenal news, I do want to talk about some things that have actually happened in football. So we're gonna start with. And we're back. Nice little small.
Are we? Are we back?
Are we back? You let us know in the comments. Actually, I don't like giving them the power to say because they'll be like, no. But can you hear us clearly? Do let us know. I was going to start by saying.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Yes.
Yeah, are we
Luke
clear?
says,
Luke says yes.
Come on, love for that, Luke.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, cool.
All good.
And Harry. Oh, Harry Kane's in the chat. Says Jake. All right, cool. And big up Rocky as well there as well. Okay, cool. Let's get into this. So it has been a slow news day. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you all. It has been quite slow today from the Arsenal news front side. But there is stuff to talk about and we'll get into it and we'll get you guys involved as well. But before we go into what kind of went down at Arsenal today and the news of today from them, football news. Steve Bruce, mutual consent, leaving Newcastle. Mutual consent. So they both agreed. I don't know if there was a He obviously he's aware there's new owners. His job was going to be under scrutiny, and it's likely that he wasn't going to last too long. But to form mutual consent, that means they've parted ways, no payout, no nothing. Do you think that happened, or do you think there might have been a bit of a backhander maybe for like?
Yeah, listen. Nowadays, that's how they put it. Even with Wenger, it was deemed as mutual agreement to terminate, leave, and whatnot.
Willian as well. Of recent.
It comes from above. It comes from above. I can't even think of a time where maybe apart from maybe Conte, where the managers made the choice to leave a contract.
Yeah. I can't wrap my brain around it.
There's definitely examples out there, but in terms of me trying to remember them, I think Conte is the only one where mid-contract he's not happy, he leaves.
I'm going, yeah.
So more often than not, it's a sacking, and that mutual agreement is just a decent payoff.
Yeah, you assume that he got a bit of a backhander fee to say.
He must have. They're rich, man. Their interest in one day would probably be enough for him to be happy to take.
Right. I wonder who they're going to get next, Turkish. Honestly, I'll be very intrigued to figure out who Newcastle are going to get next, because it's not going to be the top manager. I know there's not many top managers available, but it's not going to be like the top manager. It might be. No, it's not going to be a top manager, but it'll be a manager that will kind of steady ship. People are saying Eddie Howe. I know Lampard's available, but I don't think they'll get Lampard. But a lot of people are saying Eddie Howe might be the next in line. Thoughts? Anyone you think they might?
Not Eddie Howe.
That's
my thoughts on that. Listen.
Someone says it's Dan. Golden
saying
says
this,
it's Dan.
yeah. And people either laugh, dismiss it, or nothing really, and it's Conte for me. And I know it's more likely he goes United. I know it's unlikely we go for him. I've heard it all before, and I know this because of the type of owners we got. But the moment, are we saying Eddie Howe is a better manager than Conte when we say Eddie Howe? Are we saying Graham Potter is a better manager than Conte when we're saying Graham Potter?
I'm talking about this. This is for.
Even Brendan Rodgers.
It's for Newcastle, though, It's not for
shit!
Arsenal.
I started getting into Arsenal.
You're going to Arsenal.
Thinking about managers. I started thinking about Arsenal.
As I said, Eddie Howe might be next in line for Newcastle.
But Newcastle's owners, in my opinion, will go for the best. I don't think they can get Conte now.
Do you not think they can? I think of all, we wouldn't get them, but I think they might get Conte. He'll give them the money. I don't think they would argue with who he wants.
That turnaround is too. They're gonna turn it around, Newcastle, because their owners are well off, yeah. But I don't think, as much as Conte said he'll take challenges and whatnot, and he spoke to Tottenham, Newcastle need to take a few steps up before I think a manager like that would entertain them.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, because they are still haven't won a game, and to be fair, that makes a lot of sense. Again, we will go into Arsenal. I know you want to jump in there, just sort of like who we want.
Because we're always talking about it. That's why I went to Arsenal straight away. I forgot about Newcastle's issue for a second. Started thinking about Arsenal and who would take.
Yeah, fair. And the other bit of news in sport as well. It's not in sport, in football today. Dakar in the I think it was I'm going to quickly check here. Was it the Europa League? Oh, well, basically, Leicester City won 4-3 after being 2-0 down, and they beat Spartak Moscow. I hope I pronounced that
What
right.
are you saying?
Yeah, Moscow, innit?
Bro, Spartak.
Moscow, yeah.
Moscow.
Moscow.
Nah. You didn't even get the Spartak right, let alone the other Moscow.
So Daka come on, he scored all 4 goals to win them the game. I know you said back in summer that we should be looking at a player like that. Still, obviously now he's gone to Leicester, but would you have really liked to have seen him here at Arsenal?
Obviously,
I think we need a player. We need a striker.
A striker is maybe not at the top of the priority list in the summer, but we needed to sort out the striker situation. Oba's not in form. Lacazette has had a year left. Eddie had a year left. That means sort it out, not go into the season with the same bunch. But we didn't. And when I look at the window, I look at, okay, Daka went to Leicester from RB. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, from RB.
And RB bought Andre Silva from Milan, I think. Whatever it was. There was a couple of strikers that went for transfers this summer, 20-25 mil, and it's something that should have interested us. And now we've started the season and we've seen a lack of development in attack, transition and whatnot. Come on, it's evident that we needed more in attack as well. As much as we spent 150 mil and we brought in 6 players, we obviously needed more.
Okay, all right, cool. Let's get into the Arsenal news, Turkish. Let's get straight into it because it's now time. And someone just said here, Jamie Robinson says Jack Wilshere will be a class manager. I disagree with that, but we're going to go into some Jack Wilshere news. It says here, Jack Wilshere looking forward to being more involved after temporary Arsenal role. This is from written by Nathan Ridley. The Mirror says Jack Wilshere joined the Arsenal under-17 staff on Tuesday in his bid to collect his coaching badges while training with the Gunners in search of finding a new club to play for. There's a lot of Jack Wilshere news at the moment. He's very much in the, the press, the media. He's doing a lot. He's been at a lot of the games. He's doing a lot of talking. I've got another story on him after this as well. So yeah, Jack Wilshere's very much floating about. Thoughts on that? Him being a coach, being someday maybe involved in Arsenal.
It is what it is. Like, I like Wilshere. I loved Wilshere at one point. I wanted him to be the next captain, the next best thing. It didn't work out, and that's one that hurts over the years. I've talked about how much I rated Wilshere when he was young before he even made his breakthrough. I saw moments from him in the academy and pre-season and whatnot, Emirates Cup times. I remember.
Would you want him back in Arsenal?
No. Less of that. Wilshere's a good role model for the youngsters. I think Saka and Emil Smith. They saw Wilshere break through into the first team while they was probably young at Arsenal and looking at him as, that's the guy.
Yeah.
He came from where we're going into to the first team, and I think Saka's mentioned it even that Wilshere gave them the hope that it can happen.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good person to have around. He loves the club. He knows what it's about.
He's been working with Charlie Patino a lot as well. We've been hearing things and photos of them two together, and apparently they have a lot of conversations. I think Jack Wilshere's also mentioned that he very much rates Charlie Patino, and does see a bit of him in him as well. So I think it's good to have him around, and it was intriguing to hear him be involved in obviously the under 14s game, under 17s game as part of the staff, but I suppose he's doing his coaching badges, and I think he'd want some sort of future working within Arsenal still. I know he loves the club, so it'd be interesting to see if that does progress forward.
Yeah, it's cool, but then again, the players that's worked for the club in the past 10-15 years
haven't shown.
I doubt their intentions. Maybe not going into the club to work, but staying over time amongst the mess that was created. Like, for example, Tony Adams comes out and he spoke about he'd love to have been a coach at Arsenal, given a chance and whatnot, and it never worked out. I think that was financially or something. Henry was a part of it for a little while. Then obviously the Sky Sports 1 day a week gig apparently stopped him from being a coach at Arsenal. Wenger didn't like it. Vieira hasn't been here in that capacity. Bergkamp hasn't been here in that capacity. Is Keown another one potentially? There's so many legends we've had that haven't been part of the club over the last 15 that doesn't make sense to me. And some of the things they've come out with makes it make sense. It shows that Arsenal want more yes men than they do challenging authority.
Where do you think that's going to be? So do you think that's coming from the top? Because obviously if Daniel Weck comes in, those players that you just mentioned will be will be brought in at some capacity at Arsenal. So do you say it's coming from?
No, listen, I can trust Henry. I can trust Vieira, Bergkamp with Arsenal's in their intentions at Arsenal. You know, because would they want to tarnish what they created, not only at Arsenal but in London, and the amount of fans they've got from it and the legacy they have. You know, look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at United. As much as, you know, when Ole's reign at United is over managerially, any time in 10, 20 years when they look back at Ole, one thing is the football, a lot of credit. And next thing is the managerial stint. He doesn't get any credit because he doesn't perform. He's not good enough. So he's damaged his legacy in a sense.
Right.
I wouldn't want that for Henry, Vieira, Bergkamp, but I don't think they come in without knowing they can have an impact.
Okay.
And that's why they haven't come in yet.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been allowed to. Remember David O'Leary? Listen, when we went for Arteta, I think we got Edu in the summer, Arteta in November or December, and the other person we spoke to was David O'Leary about, I forgot what role it was.
Right.
Because he wanted to be on the board, he was the only one that didn't work out. We got Arteta in as a manager. We got Edu in as a technical director.
Yeah.
David O'Leary, no.
Because he wants to be part of the board.
And what's wrong with him being part of the board?
Nothing.
They just don't want to be
challenged. Yeah.
Especially by someone that, you know, knows what Arsenal should be.
Yeah.
So in the end, you know, Wilshere, I think he loves the club and he wants the best for the club, and he's going to get his coaching badges here and whatnot. And okay, potentially works for the club in the future. But what club is he working for? Is he working for the company, or
the football
if Kroenke
club
sells up, will be a football club again in the next few years?
But in my opinion, I don't think Wilshere should get the role straight away. We should learn our lesson from Mikel Arteta, giving a manager with no experience, actual managerial experience, first team experience, a job as a first team manager. As AL James basically questions that. I don't think that Wilshere would make a good manager. Obviously, I don't want to shoot him down too soon. I haven't actually seen him manage a club, but I wouldn't want him to jump straight in at Arsenal as the manager. If it ever arises that Arteta goes, he's done his coaching badges and he throws his name in the hat, I would not be happy with that. Let's move forward onto this as well. Again, Jack Wilshere. This is told on TalkSport. I told you he's been in the media a lot recently. Yeah. He's been active. He was asked about who's the fastest in the team, the current Arsenal side. He's not been there the last few weeks. He's been away. Sorry, apologies. Let me do this. He says, we were doing a sprint test today, and I asked the fitness guy, who is the fastest player? Is it Aubameyang? Now, I thought it was Aubameyang as well. Tavares recently did an interview with Frimpong on Arsenal as well, and Tavares said the fastest player was Maitland-Niles or Aubameyang. So I understand Wilshere question, is it Aubameyang? But the fitness guy at Arsenal said, no, it's Kieran Tierney. And then Wilshere said, that surprised me. That massively surprises me as well. I'm going to be honest. I thought it was Aubameyang. Maitland-Niles, when I heard it was Maitland-Niles, that also surprised me, but I understood it. I was like, okay, he looks quite fast, powerful. I've seen him outsprint a lot of players. Aubameyang definitely would have been the first for me. But hearing Tierney now, from the fitness coach at Arsenal, and obviously they did a sprint test, so it was all fair. The whole team was involved. It would have been a fair distance. Him saying that has thrown a bit of a spanner in the works. Do we see Tierney out? I see him run past players, but I don't see him I don't think he's lightning quick. He must be, because obviously he's been told.
What's this done over? A short distance or long?
If it's a speed test, it should be. They'll have the at the top clubs.
Metrics.
Yeah, they'll have the poles.
I was getting on a bit though. You got to remember that. As you get older, you lose a yard of pace and whatnot.
And do you believe he has? I agree with you.
This season, I've seen him go on mad ones, kick the ball into space and sprint after it, but he's getting on.
Yeah,
I think
true.
Tierney's going into his prime physically as well. You know, he takes his health and fitness serious. He's that type of player. So I'm not that surprised. But yeah, I would have never predicted he was the fastest, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's something different. It was something different for me. When I saw that, I was like, oh, it's interesting. It might be, and when you're at a top club, speed test, they normally have the reactions, like how fast you shoot off from the mark and all of that. It will be over a certain distance. I believe that's probably why. But yeah, no, Tierney, fair enough. I want to see more of that. I think on Monday, we definitely didn't see that.
We didn't.
He was not using that pace. There was so many times. No one wanted to push it past the man and run. No one. Tierney was the guy I was expecting to do that the whole of Monday. But every time he got the ball, he turned back, went around, went through the midfield and went side to side, side to side. It was like he was either instructed not to beat his man or he was too scared to. But I think it's probably it's the latter stages. The latter answer there. James Greater Junior AII says, no way Tini is faster than Abba. See, I thought that as well, but I think you make a good point there about him being, Tini coming to his prime, Abba is getting a bit on. Or, this is another argument. Abba's in training, he might have been like, this is me not trying to say, I'm sure Abba is a professional trainer, but some players, there might be a day where you're like, I can't be bothered to really take this too serious. And that happens. Tini seems like a trainer that's like we told Xhaka is, 100% every session, role model, whatnot. I think Aubameyang sometimes might be
speed test is you know what it's like. It's bants. It's making sure
who's the fastest. You have a bit of competition.
I'm the quickest and stuff like that. So,
but I still think Abba has the personality to be like, it is what it is. Listen, it is what it could be. Is what it is. Depending on the day. Ramid says here, hi guys, I'm a Man United fan. Keep up the good work. You need to get Arteta and owners out. You guys are mid-table club. You guys don't have good Liverpool. And City. Maybe
good players like Liverpool and City. Maybe good managers like Liverpool and City.
I appreciate you saying
one of them.
Big up for the good work.
Yeah, yes, love.
You are right. You are right. We do need to get rid of, in my opinion, the manager and the owners, but as well, your manager as well. Just have to throw it in there. You might want to get rid of him as well. I don't think he's the man for you
snap
guys.
On that one, obviously. Glazers and Ole need to go as well.
100%. We were in the same...
But I don't support United. I support Arsenal. That's what I care about.
Exactly that. Let's move on to the next bit of news here. I want to talk to you, actually, Turkish, on the Aubameyang-Lacazette situation. The dilemma, shall we say. Who starts Friday? Who would you want to play Friday over Aubameyang and Lacazette? Or both. We found out very clear that both doesn't work.
I don't care anymore, man. We should have sorted this out. You know, I'm sure a lot of people saw my reaction to the equaliser on the watch along, and I didn't get up, and I was happy for Laka, but essentially we should be starting Oba. Yeah, he's the 350k a week striker. He's the one that has had credit in the bank, and he's the one that's got more time left on his contract. Right. That's what we should be doing. But in reality, Lacazette came off the bench and showed what he has in comparison to Arteta, Aubameyang, which is very different. Very different. And he had an impact. If you ask me, do I start Oba or Laka? I'd probably still start Oba, because I'm just tired of it all. And I want to know now, we're moving on from Laka. That seems a given, Okay. We're moving on from Laka. Okay. Do we need to move on from Oba in the summer as well? Yeah, that's the question I'm going to start asking. Right. Because I always said the first 6 months of the season is vital, because come January, Oba's a year and a half into his contract, a 3-year contract, a massive contract, and he hasn't performed. Lacazette's into his last year. There's no contract offer on the table. It doesn't look like there's interest. He's going to leave. So as much as, yes, Laka might have more impact this Friday, because we've seen the impact he had against Crystal Palace, I still feel like in the long run that doesn't help us. And I'm thinking about the long run, because in the short run we're not doing anything. We're not finishing top 4 this season. So what are you asking me? Do we start Oba or Laka against Villa to eventually finish out at the top 4 in the end of the season? That is nonsense to me. Do you get what I'm saying? In games in isolation, in reality, when I know what Arsenal Football Club are about and have been about recently, they don't mean as much to me anymore, because even if we win 3, they're always going to be followed up by, oof, that's the Arsenal we know, or it's not quite there yet, because I'm so used to it. So do we start Oba or Laka on Friday? We start Oba for me, because I need to know, is this guy going to do it for us? Is he going to come back to form, or should we move on from him this summer?
It's interesting, because you said your spotlight was on Aubameyang for the Crystal Palace game. Did he prevail, and were you happy with his performance? Because that's what you said, you're going to keep keeping a close eye on him.
Who, Laka?
No, Aubameyang.
No, he didn't.
When he said spotlight.
But the spotlight's on him for the next 6 to 12 months.
Oh, okay.
That's my thing.
All right, fair.
Because I don't know, if we lack, look, this is not on him, but when he was scoring goals, 80% of our goals came through him. That was a problem even when he was scoring them, because you need goals from other avenues, because when they dry up, what's going to happen? Well, we've seen what's happened, and it hasn't come back since. So it's not all on him, because it's something that should have been fixed before. Our transition's been a problem for years. Our transition was a problem with Wenger, with Emery at times, and with Arteta.
Right.
It hasn't been fixed. Yeah. Arteta's brought one attacking player in, Odegaard, since he's been here. The rest defensive midfield and whatnot. But our transition is still no better. Our defense sometimes looks more organised, but so far this season we've conceded a lot of goals. So right now, it's just about finding out. The spotlight will be on Oba for me for the rest of the season. But it might stop at January, because I might just say in January, forget this guy now. Like, we move on in the summer.
Right.
Let's hope Newcastle might want to come and pick him up for a 50 or something. I know I'm reaching there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you got to sell him for a high. It has to be higher. We spent a lot of money. Like I say, he's on $350 a week. He's on big wages, and obviously we hope he keeps finding form. I think that he played very well. Very well. I think he played well on Monday night, pressing really hard.
He worked hard. Don't get me wrong. He worked hard. But like, this is what I'm saying about modern day, and I mentioned this on Big Six as well. But Roy Keane said it. You know. On Sky Sports one time, they were analysing, I think, the Man United Juventus game, you know, on their Champions League run or something like that. One of those games that, you know, United fans hold in high regard on the way to one of them trophies. And someone said to Keane, like, you covered every blade of grass and this and that. And Keane was like, it's my job.
Yeah, standard.
Like, it's my job. Do you get what I'm saying? So all of this new stuff about, yeah, he worked hard though. To me, it's just like, it kind of jars me, because that should go without saying. Like, these men should be working hard.
Yeah.
Like, you're being paid to do a job, whether you like that job or not. Some footballers don't like football, as we found out recently. But apply yourself. If you're getting paid for it, apply yourself. If you love football, you should be applying yourself. You should be ambitious. You should be self-motivated. You should be hungry. You should want to win. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, do you think... I think it very much... Obviously, it favours every player to work hard, but for Aubameyang especially, in the sense that if he's not scoring... He doesn't. Unfortunately, it's sad to say.
That's all you can say. He worked hard.
Because there's nothing else that I've seen him offer so far. Obviously, it's more Lacazette comes on, holds up the play, brings other players in for Arsenal. But when Aubameyang, if he's not scoring, he has to work hard, because we don't look for him to hold up the ball. We don't look for him to bring in other players. We look for him to get the goals. If that doesn't work, you're gonna have
Everyone
to run.
should be, you know,
that should be standard. When I signed, the first thing my brother used to say to me when I was trying to get my contract is like, you have to work hard, the hardest on the pitch.
Yeah.
That's number one. Even if you have a bad game by not scoring or getting assist, at least they say, well, at least he worked hard and pressed or created a chance from pressing the man or pressing his defenders. So I think you're right. That is a mandatory thing for players, and Aubameyang especially, because like I say, doesn't offer much if he's not scoring his goals. A lot of people say in the comments, both Aubameyang and Lacazette.
I'm tired of that as well. If I'm tired of both of them individually, yeah, I'm tired of both of them on the pitch as well. Like, this dates back 3 years. How are we going to fit Oba and Laka in? It hasn't worked. Now one's in their last 10 months and one's 32 years of age, yeah. I'm not on it. I'm looking long term now. And Oba and Laka are not part of the long-term plans. They can't be.
So where do we go? Do we get a new striker in on January? Or
it should have been done. Daka, 4 goals today. Edouard, we saw what he's about. Yeah. Tony, really, we should have gone for him in the summer. There was strikers in the 20 to 25 million bracket. Andre Silva, another one I mentioned, 20 to 25 million. There were strikers out there in our bracket. Hence why when we signed Ramsdale, I was questionable about it, because 25 mil, I thought we could buy Max Aaron's right back or we could buy a striker. In the end, Ramsdale turns out to be a good signing. And it actually shows proactive thinking from the club, which I give them credit for.
They pushed him into the first
position. Because Leno,
instead of putting him in number 2.
They saw a problem on the horizon, they addressed it. But what about the striker problem that you haven't addressed? Just because you saw the goalkeeper problem on the horizon doesn't mean you get away with the striker problem. There's a big striker issue at Arsenal.
There was, and
it was last season the issue was there.
100%. I remember in pre-season, I was trying to highlight, and everyone was like, "It's only pre-season. It doesn't matter if we're not scoring yet. Wait till the season starts." Season started, goals weren't going in.
Oba's got spotlights on him for up until January for me. Spotlight is on him. It's not unfair. You're on those wages, and people, might remember me and laugh about 350k a week, Rob, and me and Mesut Ozil, and say, but the wages determine how much impact you should have on the team. That's how I see it.
Isn't it unfair to say though there's no goals coming from midfield though? All the pressure you're saying all on Aubameyang, but we're not getting goals from midfield as well. There's an argument there to say
it's not all on Oba, but since you signed your contract, you're not scoring. So just because the goals haven't come from elsewhere, it's like, wait, where's yours gone, mate? It's not, you can't now point fingers at other places when you was banging goals in We gave you a banging contract, and goals stopped going in. There's a problem there. Don't point fingers, because we already know there was problems around you. That goes to Arteta, Edu, Kroenke.
But we relied
what
on
about
you.
you?
Yeah, we relied on you to keep.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Up, yeah.
He signed that contract, the pressure rises. That's what happens in any business.
Yeah.
If you sign a new contract and step up a level, do you think they're going to expect you to do the same work you was doing on your previous contract or more?
More.
And that goes for office jobs, that goes for retail jobs, that goes for any job. So why is football different? 350k a week tells me he is the star man. He is also the captain, he's the leader.
Yeah.
So the spotlight has to be on him. Do you get what? I haven't turned
on
him.
No, I know. I think a lot of people, I don't know what people are saying in the comments, but
I don't know either.
They might. Robbie's in the back there just shaking his head.
I haven't turned on my man,
No,
but
no,
it's like,
even yesterday I was being real about Aubameyang, and people were like, "Oh, Cesc doesn't rate Aubameyang." I was like, "Bro, I love Aubameyang. Like, people are gonna soon see as well. Like, he's got so much credit. Even for me, I still trusted him to turn things around. But what you're saying there, yeah, you got given the contract. We expect you to do more now, and I had to throw that argument in. Obviously, there's not goals coming from other positions, so." Can we put all the blame on Laka? I mean, not Laka, sorry, Aubameyang.
I'm not. We just discussed Oba.
Yeah.
And then people will take it as I'm blaming Oba. No, because we know who I blame for this. We know who I blame for. If you don't know who I blame for Arsenal Football Club's failing by now, then I don't know if you've watched videos of me before. Because 9 out of 10 videos I'm mentioning Stan Kroenke and bringing everything back to him. But that doesn't absolve Arteta from blame, Edu from blame, Vinay, Oba, Xhaka,
there's actually
Bellerin,
more Turkish.
Ozil.
I know, because there's actually more of an argument to say that it's more Edu and Richard Garlick and people bringing in those players that you mentioned, Edouard, Dakar, like those, they should have been, you're right, in the window, those should have been signed. But I wouldn't put that down to Kroenke. I'd put that down to those people more so. Even though there is a problem with Kroenke, obviously there always will be, and the club's decline. But for those signings for the striker, I put that down to
when we had Emery and Raul and whatnot. Did you think there's players we should have signed that we didn't?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. When we had Wenger, Gazidis, did you think there's players we should have signed but we didn't? Yes. Even Xhaka, Kante. Yeah. So now that's 3 times. That we've had moments where we should have signed players but we didn't. Now 3 times, fool me once, and that's Wenger, Gazidis. They fooled us once. Okay, they kept Wenger on for so long, protected him, protected each other and whatnot. That's fool me once. Then Emery came in, and the same shit happened. And now we're saying, okay, well, we can't blame Arteta and we can't blame Kroenke for not buying Dakar and whatnot because we had money. Yeah, it doesn't all go on him. But if you've hired people in these positions, not just once, not just twice, but 3 times, who keep on getting it wrong, then I'm going to keep on looking at you. It's your business. It's your company.
But he doesn't care, and that's what I know is what that annoys you
and
the most.
And that's why Arteta's in the job.
I know, but this is why I say Kroenke, he employed people to do the job for him, and that's why I think I'm only saying this window specifically is because it was a COVID year and we spent the most. I'm not disappointed in the signs we had because they've proven to be good signings, but I'm saying the striker could have been bought in that period, in the window, in this most recent window. I don't know why it wasn't. I don't know if that is down to the Kroenkes or the recruitment team.
Obviously, we could have bought Dakar and we could have saved one of the signings instead of Ramsdale. We go by Dakar. That could have been something, but we might have been sitting here saying, why the hell didn't we sort out the goalkeeper situation? Because obviously Leno wants to go. He's letting in goals now. It's not making sense. So if you don't plug all your holes, just because you plug one, doesn't mean we're not going to talk about this one. But if you ask me if we take this plug and put it there, well, this one's going to be talked about now.
So do you think that
Arsenal never plug all the fucking holes?
So do you think the plug will be filled January? Do you think we'll get that striker?
We cannot fill plugs in summer, let alone January.
We can't fill the holes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Can't fill the holes. It's true.
We can't. We haven't done it. January to me, okay. So Reyes, rest in peace. Arshavin and Oba. 3 signings in my lifetime I've seen in January. Big. Other ones in and around dead. Kim Kallstrom, Dennis Suarez. There's more.
There's loads in the January. We're never good in January window. So, but priority. So you're saying for the January window, this January, you're saying striker has to be caught.
For January, I wouldn't even do it January because for me, January is not a good time to do business because some clubs won't want to release the players that we need to be getting, and then we might settle for a plan B. No, do plan A, and get it in June. Get him in June. Get the players you need in June, July, and have August ready, where fans are happy and content with what you've done and are looking forward to the Premier League starting in 2 weeks. When was the last time us fans having 2 weeks away from the start of the Premier League season and saying, bring it on, man. We're ready. We're ready.
I'm excited.
We haven't been.
No, we haven't. And the proof of that is because proof of that is you're a season ticket holder and you didn't go to
I'm tired,
most of the games at the beginning. It was like, why am I
for much longer? I'll be honest.
What am I wanting to see? Who am I excited to go see? So
I was excited to see Vieira on Monday. Obviously, I didn't go to the game, but I was and in the end, by 95 minutes or wherever the end was, I was just like,
you probably made the right decision.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm trying to be generous. No, you're right, and I'm trying to think. So January, I think it's for me in January, the striker is key. I know people are saying read the super chats. I'm going to get to super chats. I've got them saved here. So there was just a big conversation there. I wonder what we're going to do in January, and we're going to go to more of the news, but it'll be very interesting because obviously we don't know what the manager situation is going to be in January. But let me just go to the super chat. This is from Ramid, the Man United fan, who did the first super chat. Said, "Sorry guys, I tan out of space messages.
I ran out of space.
I think you meant ran, but okay, a tad. But it says tad. No one get at me, okay? It says tad, but okay, you ran out of space. Messages. I meant to say you guys have a bad record against City and Liverpool. Big game for you guys against Villa, tougher. Yeah, I'm not massively confident.
Definitely.
Have you got the other two super chats there?
Shress, big up everyone in the chat. 1,400 people here. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Shress says Ty may be deluded, by 100% agree. Arsenal are treated differently by VAR and refs. The challenge on Saka was a red. Arsenal players have had careers cut short. Yes, they have. And that wasn't a career-threatening challenge, but 100% it was a red card.
We're going to get to that.
I understand the referee. Okay, I understand the referee in that moment not giving a red card, because even when I think in the studio when we all saw the challenge, our first thing wasn't like, what the fuck? That's a red.
Yeah.
It was like, what's going on? That's a foul.
Right.
And VAR needs to step in and be like, yo, Mike,
100.
It's mad. Either give him a red or go see it yourself. Yeah.
The fact that he didn't even check it is what infuriated me the most. And I'm going to be completely honest. I was sat in the ground. There was one screen. One of the screens were down. So when it happened, I didn't see it initially. Then I tried to watch on the screen, and of recent, right, Arsenal's replaying on the screens the timings have been crazy. So when you're watching the game, they put it at a random time. So I missed it, but I came back here and watched it. It was ridiculous how Mike Dean didn't go to the monitor, and VAR didn't flag it. Considering that Griezmann got red carded yesterday, high foot. The people's argument for that kick on Saka was that it was an accident. That's what I got told. He was looking at the ball. I don't know.
There's no way man kicked his standing leg. The ball's in the air.
Yeah.
And you've kicked man's standing leg. Like, what's going on? Like, that's it. You don't even need to see that to
understand it.
To not understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what people's argument was me. When I was saying, listen, that was a clear red card. They said, listen, he was going for the ball. It was accidental. But then so was that high foot yesterday on Griezmann. That was a straight red. Not on Griezmann. Griezmann committed. That was a straight red card. So I don't see how it doesn't just transfer over into that game. I couldn't believe it. And we're going to go on to that news there. Saka has missed training today. We don't know if he's going to be out for Friday, but I'm assuming it looked quite serious. He obviously limped off the pitch. He's probably going to be a doubt for Friday, but we'll get to who replaces him. Who would you like to see replace Saka on Friday? But we'll get to after you've just said read
Yeah, big up Josh with the super chat. He says, I was at the game Monday still wrapping my head around how the Emirates celebrated like we won the Champions League with the equaliser. Is this really our standard?
Can I read that last bit again?
Basically, he was at the game.
Yeah.
And when the equaliser went in, the celebrations, he said, was I guess in his opinion over the top. My opinion too. Well, not my opinion of in the stadium because I wasn't there, but my opinion in general of the reaction to that equaliser. It's just like, listen, man, like, come on, man.
It's a very interesting one, and because everyone celebrated around me. I don't know if you celebrated the equaliser, the guy in the stadium, but everyone celebrated around me. I did as well, I'm gonna be honest. But then it just, when the dust settled, the first thing was, we're very lucky. Arteta's just been saved by Lacazette. We got away with that one, and then people were murmuring as we was walking out of the ground, very annoyed. Very not happy. Well, they were not happy with the performance at all. So I think it was just a flash of. It was a bit of a relief, I believe, for the fans in the stadium, and
I didn't talk much about the red card or the equaliser because to me the performance says it all. Like the red card didn't change the lack of a red card didn't change the game, or it didn't have an impact on our performance before that, and so on. Same way the goal at the end. It's just like these moments happened in and around another poor performance and another example that Arsenal are not going in the right direction. Henri said it yesterday, and that's how I see it. Yes, it's an equaliser. Yes, okay, Lacazette came on. I guess he deserved it. Cool.
That's what I think.
But in 12 months, Lacazette's not here. So what do you want me to do? Like chase after him and like just get on my knees and say thank you so much. Yeah, he scored the equaliser. Cool. Does he start against Villa on Friday? Maybe not.
Maybe not. I think I was disappointed that no one went and got the ball out of the net and ran back to the halfway line. That was one thing I was disappointed in. I did celebrate, I'm going to be honest. But then, like I said, as soon as the dust settled and we realised, it was like, nah. I was not happy at the end of the game. I really wasn't. I got Al James says, Turkish, I was at the game too. I was embarrassed when the fans started singing, "Who are ya?" after the equaliser. Now, I didn't hear that, but I think I was away from where the away fans were. I know there was a lot of back and forth with the away fans.
Yeah, there's always, when you're close to the away
side,
fans.
I was on the complete opposite side, so I don't know if they were singing that, but if they were, I mean, we got away with it on Monday, big time, and Brighton as well. The 0-0, we got away for getting a point there as well. So there's nothing really to go too crazy about. I'm very much staying calm. I'm not getting too angry because we didn't lose. But I'm not getting too overexcited at it being a draw.
And one says here the celebration was because it's Laka's first Premier League goal and last minute. The last minute thing, fair enough. And even if you see the watch along and me, I sat up, I looked at the replay, I smiled, I was happy for Laka in that moment. Yeah. But that first bit is really gets to me. I can't lie to you, it really gets to me. The celebration was because it's Laka's first goal. That's a problem. Not a moment to go mad about because it's his first Premier League goal.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And I'm not saying that's Laka's problem. I'm saying that's our problem. We can't be celebrating things like that.
Says, stop telling peeps how to react to goals. Just do you. Now, I'm speaking personally on behalf of myself. But again, it doesn't matter. We're talking about this for a long time at the moment. But yeah, I think as well when Lacazette come on, he came straight to the crowd, cheered us all up. He was the instant impact. I think we were excited because it was him.
Yeah, fair enough.
But then, like I said, I was still disappointed no one ran and got the ball. But we're gonna move on from just the celebration.
And I'm not telling people how to. I'm just giving my opinion on it.
I know.
Like if you want to do knee slides, do knee slides. If you want to do cool home or whatever this one is, do that. If you want to do, what's the one you do? Nobody does the
front flip.
Front flip. If you want to do that, do that. That's up to everyone. But at the end of the day, just know we're not in a great position, and a point at home to Crystal Palace is not good. And that is it. That is it.
It's normal when we're in a stadium, says Amar.
And it is. It definitely is, because your first reaction is to be like, yes, but then reality slowly sets in, and it is what it is.
Yeah. And that's what I think. I'm giving credit to the company here, AFTV. It's great that the fan cams are there as well. That in that moment, it's euphoria. We're excited. We've scored the last minute.
Oh, not me. People in the chat. Sorry.
Oh, okay, cool. Big up. I am full.
You're right. Don't tell people I celebrate, but it is a problem at the same time.
But that's what I say. I big up AFTV because you have
not the celebration in itself. Don't get me wrong, but the mentality that causes that moment is a problem. It's the same mentality to think it's Laka's first Premier League goal. But Laka's not here in 12 months. I don't care too much.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, good. He scored. He came and had an impact, and maybe he starts the next game. What does it do for me in 12 years? Arsenal in 12 months?
12 months, yeah.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. We're not going to where we need to get to this season, so it is what it is.
Can't get top 6? I'm playing like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to. That's why I big up AFTV, because it's euphoria in the stadium in the last minute. Then everyone went outside. I spoke to many fans on the way out. There was a lot of frustration on the way out, and then I spoke to many fans, obviously, on fan cams, and I'm sure everyone was celebrating at that time. And then they got to speak their opinions and say how they really feel after, which I think this is why it's good that we have the fan cams, and it's good that people give their opinions on what they saw within the ground. Let's go on to one of the last things before we close off as well. The Emirates Stadium's had an update. very interesting that inside they've modified it and whatnot. But when we're outside the stadium a lot, was there today for a long period of time. You look around and you think, who's taking care of? There's no pride. The paint's peeling. The players just look washed out. It doesn't look like it's been washed, repainted, cleaned, anything on the outside.
Nah, this looks banging, this one here.
No, it's banging. It's coming up it's the change room. The inside looks great, but I'm saying if you're gonna do that, take pride in the surroundings of the ground.
Before
as well.
people start calling man negative, let me start with the positive and say that looks nice.
No, it's a I would honestly, I'm a fan of change
you
rooms.
know what I'm about. We can talk about the outside of the stadium all day and the lack of care.
Bro, you've seen it. It's bad. But inside right now, this is the new updated inside the dressing room. Looks very nice, very tight, very tidy, very compact, very neat. I like it. It's very bright as well. There's a lot of stadium. I know I've sounded like an interior designer, but the brightness of a home dressing room is key because it comes all down to motivation for the game and all this scientific stuff. But it's very bright, it's very lit, it's very different to
That's why I say science killed football, man.
It's true though. I'll go in there, I'd feel motivated. I like the lights on your number. Yeah, I like that.
Man, back in the 90s and that, they was going into dark brick walls.
I know. And
Tony Adams was coming out and boss. Do you get what I'm saying? You don't need that. That's part of what's made it like, fancy lights and, manicures and pedicures and all of this stuff. It's like, bro, it's cool. You play football. Your toes can be mashed up. You can have a bit of a rough edge. It's calm. The changing room can have one light bulb missing. What's the big deal?
That's interesting.
Mud on the walls.
You've thrown my point massively because I keep talking about the '89 documentary and I just remember seeing a photo of Tony Adams, or the video is this footage of him just sat back in his space. It's like a wooden small little cubby hole. Brick wall. And I was like, rah. Sorry, can we just go up the tunnel one more time, that image? I know, apologies. Can we just bring up the tunnel? And this is the updated tunnel coming out into the pitch, obviously. It's going to come up on your screen right now. It obviously says, we are Arsenal and victory through harmony is obviously what that looks wavy, I don't care.
This is where the players walk out and come back in having lost 2 points to Crystal Palace.
Fuck's sake.
Bro, victory through harmony, and you went and drew to Crystal Palace at home, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, paint the outside of the stadium and don't promote anything until we're back, because you lot are doing nonsense. I like it, it's nice visually, but all I care about is on the pitch.
I tried, people.
All I want to care about is on the pitch, but because it's gone backwards so much, I have to care a lot more about off the pitch. That's where I'm at. That's why my emotions have been kind of taken out of game to game. You see how you talk to man about games, it's kind of like win, lose or draw, I'm kind of the same.
It's like,
because I know that it's off the pitch that I need to focus on and we need to focus on. On the pitch it will take care of itself. Yeah.
For now.
For now. Listen, bad owners or good owners, you're going to have 11 men on that pitch and whatever happens. But we've seen for far too long what's been happening is backwards.
Yeah.
So it's time to focus off the pitch for a lot longer than 4 months. Yeah, because that's when did the Super League nonsense come out? 4 months ago, 5 months ago? The uproar, it's all gone again. Gary Neville doesn't talk about it no more. All these men on Sky that nearly lost their jobs and whatnot, they was at risk of losing work or what, they don't talk about it no more. Everything's gone hush hush. It's all good and in the world again. No, it's not. No, it's not. Now all of a sudden, men are moaning about the Newcastle owners and their history and whatnot, which I understand, but there's multiple owners in this league that have history and issues like that. But these media companies pick and choose what to fight and when to fight. Should we fight the Saudis against Newcastle now? Or should we fight the Super League owners? Or should we do you get what I'm saying? It's all their agendas. But Arsenal fans need to care about Arsenal, and that's Kroenke. Yeah, that's why even when the big 6 Super League stuff come out, I don't care about what Chelsea fans are doing or United fans are breaking. I don't care about that. That doesn't have an effect on us. We can only focus on ourselves, and we don't do that. We don't get together, we don't focus, and we're here yet again with the owner kind of comfortable.
And the manager not succeeding at all. AMT says, after the goal, Arsenal went into a shell. So negative. That's Arteta to me. Now, on that, we are coming towards the end. Just quickly on it, there's another super chat as well. But AMT, in his post-match press conference, if you listen to what he said, I said this yesterday, Arteta says we scored 1 goal and it was like we were trying to defend something. I agree with you. That is on Arteta. And Turkish reminded me, we went in at half time at 1-0. So whatever you said, you could have said, guys, you're being too defensive. Go in and get more. Go and attack. Come out the blocks firing. It's on you. It's not on the players. I can't believe he kind of threw the players under the bus there and said, he's
either saying I didn't tell them at halftime, or he's saying I told them at halftime and they're scared. It's one or the other. That's what I take from that statement. It was like they defended. What was the statement?
He said we scored one, and it was like, and after that it was like we're trying to defend something.
Yeah, well, if it was like that at halftime, tell them what's going on. Tell them to attack. If you've done that, and you've come out with that statement at the end, you're essentially saying they were scared at home to Crystal Palace.
Or they didn't listen to you.
Or you didn't tell them.
Yeah.
You're talking in hindsight after the game when you had that halftime team talk to have that conversation with them.
Very interesting. And Shref says, big up Shref as well, says we treat draws as a win and a win like we won a Champions League trophy. Arsenal Football Club players are so spoilt by money, they lack ambition. Bellerin wants to stay at Betis, says it all.
Players, Man City and Man United and Barcelona and them teams there used to want our players. Now it's Hertha Berlin and Roma and Real Betis and some man we can't even get rid of. Man. But everything's all right. Trust the process. We move.
Adiatia, I'm going to kind of end on this one. Prime's all or nothing will be the most boring this season. City are City and Spurs had Mourinho. What Arsenal going to show? The ugly side of football. ... We're gonna end on that. I suppose the all or nothing episode. The all or nothing documentary. I don't know what they're gonna pick out to make it so appealing. I'll be very intrigued to see what they're gonna.
Arsenal will always be Arsenal.
Xhaka's recovery is gonna be covered.
We're the biggest clickbait team in the world. You talk shit, rumours regarding Arsenal, it'll be clicked more than any other club. Yeah. That's it. So our Amazon Prime will be watched more than the Man City and the Tottenham one.
It probably will, and it will have the least amount of entertainment factors in there, I believe. But you're right. It will have the most people watching it because it's Arsenal Football Club. But what we should be showing is not what we're going to be showing. We should be showing that the success of Arsenal, and right now we're not in that place. But that is it for tonight's News Daily. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for showing love in the comments as well. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on News Daily. Peace.
Love.